Right now, the world's most powerful leaders are in New York. What's at the top of their agenda?
Plus, how the Israel-Hamas war can affect this election in our 3 for the People coverage.
And former President Donald Trump announcing a rally in Wisconsin. Which city he's headed for?
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Kyrie Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Boy, our viewers are really fired up about this bus rapid transit thing going on.
Yeah, the comment section is going crazy.
We were talking about all the comments on our Facebook post. A lot of people are fired
Strong
up.
opinions.
Strong opinions about the bus rapid transit system and its rollout this week. I think the bottom line here is that it's going to take some patience for everybody to get used to everything. Like any new system of this scale, there are going to be some kinks along the way, some bugs to work out and some things. So maybe just patience all the way around, and not jump to conclusions. People are like, "What? It's a waste. It's gonna whatever. It's gonna be out of commission and before long. So just whatever, move on."
I'm just glad that there's a grace period to adjust to the red lanes. Like for people like me who can't seem to get it together. That's okay. That's okay.
All right, outside this morning, feeling a little bit like fall. Savannah Brito's on the patio with what we can expect this morning. Hey there.
Hey guys, temperatures are eventually going to warm up, but definitely a cool start and a rainy start for areas around Janesville and Lake Geneva, east of Beloit, Wisconsin. That's where all the heavier showers are locally, and then even some near Kenosha. That's where most of the shower activity is going to remain today, south and also southeastward in comparison to Madison. Areas like La Crosse, Black River Falls, Camp Douglas, probably not seeing any rain at all. That's why I forecasted isolated showers or sprinkles at best. Some of those could make its way as far west as Madison, but not west in comparison to that. We'll see mostly cloudy skies. That's going to definitely be the case by later, but then overnight with temperatures falling cooler than what we're waking up with this morning, that's when clouds are actually going to clear out. So early this morning, most of our temps around the 50-degree mark, but we will see them climb into the mid to upper 60s again. Not as warm as midweek. We'll talk about those temperatures tomorrow and Thursday, and also give a tropicals update on what's expected to become Helene quickly here. All that later.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much. Turning to some national news now. Major world leaders are heading to New York today. They'll convene at the United Nations General Assembly.
It's happening alongside Climate Week NYC. The agenda includes meetings on rising sea levels and combating the threat of microbial resistance. President Joe Biden also set to deliver remarks today. It's likely going to be his final major appearance on the world stage. He's expected to talk about his administration's climate agenda.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are among some of the speakers for the week. The wars in Gaza, Ukraine, and Lebanon are expected to be at the center of discussion.
Now, this comes as tensions in the Middle East continue to rise. U.S. officials say that they are concerned that this meeting could further escalate the war. Israeli and Hezbollah attacks intensified over the past weekend. Israeli strikes in Lebanon yesterday left hundreds dead. Officials are calling it the deadliest day of Israeli strikes in 20 years. Meantime, more U.S. troops are being sent to the Middle East, and American citizens in Lebanon are being told to get out.
In this week's 3 for the People coverage, our Arman Rahman has more about the Israel-Hamas war, a war that's created divide among voters here at home. It's been one of the most hot-button issues throughout the election season, and we're taking a look at what each candidate promises for this election.
Look at what's going on in the Middle East.
When asked about the war between Israel and Hamas, you can almost guess exactly how the candidates will start their answer.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
We all have to fight for Israel.
Stalwart ally, unwavering support for Israel.
UW-Madison political scientist John Peavyhouse says that language is no coincidence.
The U.S. was and has always been, at least since the 1950s, incredibly close to the state of Israel. There's been tensions, but the historic roots of that relationship lie somewhat in the support of the Jewish American population.
The region has been raging with conflict, outside entities dividing the land, and displacement of the Palestinian people for decades. Peavyhouse says historically, U.S. presidents have been critical of the Israeli government.
You think about 1956, the Suez Crisis. Eisenhower did not take the side of Israel in that. Even until the 1980s, the Bush administration, the late 1980s, the H.W. Bush administration stopped loaning money to Israel.
And before Hamas's attack last October 7th, PV House says there was no love lost between President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
There's been a lot of concern in the Biden administration, especially among the Democratic Party, about how much are there limits to that support as we've seen the humanitarian disaster unfold. Most folks in Washington, in and out of the government, favor a two-state solution between Palestinians and Israelis.
If that's the case, shouldn't both candidates see eye to eye? He says it's not that simple.
The choices between someone barely wanted to talk to the Palestinian side while he was president and someone who at least has rhetorically said, they want to listen to that and try to honor as much as they can without sacrificing Israeli security.
While Trump boasts strong support and a close relationship with Netanyahu, in April, the former president said Israel is, quote, losing the PR war in Gaza and was unprepared for Hamas's attack. That came after Netanyahu acknowledged Joe Biden won the 2020 election.
We protected Israel. We made peace in the Middle East with the Abraham Accords.
In 2020, Trump's administration helped mediate the Abraham Accords, agreements signed by Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Sudan, recognizing Israel's sovereignty.
He presented that solution to the Palestinians without talking to them, right? He did not consult with them whatsoever, and it kind of fell short of statehood for them. So he's kind of already on record as really not that interested in a two-sovereign state solution in the region.
Harris, on the other hand, has only been second in command during the recent escalation.
I think Arab Americans, concern about Harris is that she will just continue the Biden policies, sort of unquestioningly following Israel.
But many Arab Americans and those strongly against the U.S.'s support of Israel due to the bloodshed the war is causing in Gaza and the West Bank voted uninstructed in the primary when Biden was the candidate, a potential challenge for Democrats now in a neck-and-neck race in many swing states.
It's not so much that they'd vote for Trump, but that they just wouldn't go vote at all. 2% of a population not showing up is a problem, right, for the Harris campaign.
In our next Three for the People story, Armand will have more from a Palestinian living in Madison and how the candidate's promises are pushing her to vote.
An update this morning from the campaign trail for president. Vice President Kamala Harris is weighing a trip to the southern border this week as she aims to gain ground against former President Donald Trump on the issue of immigration.
This comes as Donald Trump is pitching a new tariff that could cost an iconic American company big money. Our Michelle Renee Quinn is here now with the latest CBS polling. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, this week Trump is on a battleground state blitz. That includes stops in North Carolina, Georgia, and Michigan. Harris is also ramping up her campaign schedule with stops planned in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Nevada. According to a CBS News poll, likely voters in battleground states support Harris 51%, while 49% of likely voters support Trump. You can see Vice President Kamala Harris holds a slight edge over former President Donald Trump across the battleground states. Now, that's partially helped by a slight improvement in voters' views on the economy. In August, 62% of registered voters said the economy was bad. That number has decreased, and the percent of registered voters who think the economy is good has risen to 39%. Trump will be returning to Butler, Pennsylvania for a rally next weekend, and that's actually the site of his first attempt on his life.
All right, Michelle Renee Quinn, thanks for breaking down the data for us this morning.
Absolutely.
Meantime, former President Trump's going to be in Prairie du Chien on Saturday. That'll be his latest campaign trip to the state. He'll be at the Prairie du Chien Arena Arts Center at 11:30 in the morning. He's expected to speak about the border and immigration. There is a link on our website, channel3000.com, if you're looking to attend. This comes after his 3-day bus tour in the state that started yesterday. That was, of course, for his surrogates, the presidential nominee or the vice president nominee not in attendance for the bus tour.
Meanwhile, a federal judge in Florida ordered that the suspect in former President Trump's apparent assassination attempt be held in custody until his trial. Ryan Ruth was arrested earlier this month. This is after he got away from Trump International Golf Course in West Palm Beach. The FBI recovered a piece of tape on the rifle recovered from the scene. A fingerprint found matches matches Ruth's, excuse me. The FBI also says he left a handwritten letter with a man months earlier. It read, quote, "Dear world, this was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you." Ruth currently faces 2 federal firearm charges. Prosecutors indicated they will ask a grand jury to seek a charge of attempted assassination of a political figure.
In health news this morning, a new COVID variant is on the rise. The U.S. government's once again making COVID-19 tests available for free. That's according to the Department of Health and Human Services. So each household will be able to order a new round of 4 at-home test kits at no cost. This will be available by the beginning of October. Tests can be ordered through the covidtest.gov website. HHS says you'll be able to use them through the end of the year.
Federal health officials are saying that flu vaccinations can be life-saving, and now is the time to do it. The CDC says nearly 200 children died from the flu last season. Most were eligible for the vaccine, but did not receive one. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that everyone 6 months and older get the annual flu vaccine. Children under 5 are at high risk. Older adults, pregnant women, and those with underlying conditions are also at risk.
And there's a new weapon to fight the flu, approved by the FDA now. It's the first needle-free influenza vaccine, and it can be done at home. Flu Mist is a nasal spray. It's been used to protect against the influenza virus since 2003. It's currently available with a prescription at a pharmacy or other healthcare settings. People aged 2 to 49 are eligible. The vaccine contains a live but weakened version of the virus, so it's not for everybody. Those interested should talk to a physician or their clinician first.
Let's check in now, Savannah. What's coming up?
We're active in the tropics still, so what's going to become Halloween. We'll talk about if we could see rain because of this system coming up.
Also ahead, how Wisconsin Badgers volleyball bounced back from a losing streak.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Eric Hovde is a multimillionaire California bank CEO. But when it comes to our healthcare, his plans aren't so rich. Hovde says he wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
We have to try to defund every aspect of Obamacare,
costing 200,000 Wisconsin families their healthcare. And Hovde supported policies that will cut Social Security and Medicare and raise the Social Security retirement age. A millionaire lifestyle works great for Hovde, but his plans on healthcare are a disaster for us. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Pella windows and doors are best in class, not only from the endless styles, but for the features you can't see. Pella manufactures, tests, installs, services, and warranties their products, meaning quality craftsmanship and innovative design are built into every Pella window and door for timeless beauty and performance. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader, but with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat, Cool Sculpting Elite, the newest technology available. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Dreaming about house projects? Do it during this fun event and save on wood, carpet, tile, and luxury vinyl. We'll help you with our interior design staff and the best installers in the business. Save at H&R Carpets and Flooring, Wanakee.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. but Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
After my son was born, I was having a hard time leaving him, only being able to see him once before going to work and then once before bed. That's just not enough time.
At my old job, my entire check went to daycare to pay to be away from my child. We bring our kids with us in the mornings and they ride with us on our routes and then they go to school.
I'm on a route where I'm the one dropping my kids off at school. It's been phenomenal.
Being able to bring them with me has been really great for our family.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back at 6:15. Hurricane John slammed into Mexico's southern coast late last night after it strengthened to a major Category 3 storm, packing winds of 120 miles an hour. Days ago, it was pacing at 35 miles an hour and underwent 2 rapid intensifications in a 24-hour period. Savannah Burrito now checking the next system that's headed towards the Gulf this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, this is current storm number 9. What's expected to quickly become Helene, low pressure system south of Miami right now. That is expected to become a Category 3 storm and make landfall somewhere between late Thursday into early Friday morning. So there are tropical storm and hurricane watches out for coastal, Gulf coastal Florida right now. Could that bring us a chance of rain? Definitely going to cause our clouds to increase, though, late into the week, Friday into the weekend, but actually a cutoff low pressure system. And as this tropical system eventually becomes Helene and then travels inland, if those two systems get caught together and that gets caught into our cutoff low, that actually could bring us a rain chance as far north here locally. You can see all those thicker clouds increasing, but then the rain chances actually look to come as far north into southern Wisconsin. The best track and chance of rain is going to stay to our south, but we could see some rainfall as a result of this. All that heavy and widespread rain. We saw this on Sunday, those same colors on this map, but you can see St. Louis even expected to get 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. In Chicago, this actually now up a little bit with the latest model runs, over an inch of rain. So it is going to track very close to the area, if not across here, bringing us our chance of rain. Locally, we do have some rain in the forecast today, better chance east and southeast of Madison, but temperatures will make it into the upper 60s. We're at 55 right now in Madison. Still expecting those temperatures to fall, though, and then warm into the upper 60s today. Not as warm as what we're going to see tomorrow and Thursday, the warmest days out of the coming. Waukesha, Milwaukee, Kenosha, those are the areas that have the best chance of showers later today. This morning, that's all sitting east of Janesville. Clouds are going to increase all across southern Wisconsin. Then they're going to decrease after achieving somewhere near that 70-degree mark today. They'll fall to near 50. Some of us are going to fall cooler than that, though. Lower to mid 40s and then mid to upper 40s expected for most of the area. And then warmer nighttime temps after we get through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That's when you can expect them back to above average near 60. Over the weekend, though, temperatures are going to eventually fall into the mid to lower 70s heading into early next week.
Before coming to Wisconsin in Luke Fickell's coaching career, he had only dealt with one injured quarterback, and now in his second year at Wisconsin, he's heading into his second season with a backup quarterback. Of course, second straight year his starter goes down to injury, and second straight year that they fall back on Braden Locke. Luke Fickell says this can be a saving grace. Locke, who steps in at QB, is the same guy that set the Texas state record for touchdowns in high school and led the Badgers to some pretty great games last year.
So a lot of his experiences give him, me, and a lot of the guys around him, a lot more confidence because he was thrust into some really tough situations even last year. And more than anything, it comes down to him having those experiences of playing, getting thrust into an Iowa game and then going and playing against an Ohio State and preparing the way that he had to prepare to play and puts him right back into that position.
Wisconsin volleyball lost 3 straight matches to open the season this year, albeit against top 6 teams in the country. But they've responded with a 6-match winning streak heading into conference play. As great as it is to win, Kelly Sheffield says it's that losing streak that might have taught his team more. They played the best of the best to open the season and had the chance to assess themselves and improve against their other competition. So back to that winning streak.
Oh, it's nice, but we also haven't been playing the top 6 teams in the country, So, I mean, we're trying to win every match. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But we're also trying to learn and grow, and those things are really, really important. We want to be great at the end of season.
And Sarah Franklin, to nobody's surprise, was named the Big Ten Player of the Week yesterday. This comes after a dominant 3-match stretch that included, of course, breaking the program's single-game kills record. That was 33 kills. The Badgers have won again 6 straight matches heading into conference play, which starts with Minnesota later this week. That's your morning sports fix. Have a top-of-the-line Tuesday.
Well, still ahead, we're talking Best of Madison with Madison Magazine.
We're back right after this.
The Packers battle the Vikings Sunday at noon.
Hey there, Madison. Dina here again. If you have a plumbing emergency, you need the RHD Dream Team difference. Call us in the morning and we'll see you the same day. If it leaks, bursts, or freezes, you need the RHD Dream Team. We remedy your disaster fast. That's the Dream Team difference.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually. Right, Tom. Tom.
Tom.
You doing that on purpose?
Tom.
Tam. How have we got to town? Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
4 years ago, in this alley, rioters threw a brick at my face and knocked out my teeth. Why? Because I was a police officer. And what did Kamala Harris do? While America's cities were burning, Kamala was defending peaceful protest. She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding our police, making us all less safe. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
Cranking up the voltage, Wisconsin. Lottery retailers all around the state are lighting up with the latest limited time offer. It's Badger 5, 5 will get you 6. During the month of September, players who buy a $5 or greater Badger 5 ticket will receive a bonus ticket for the next drawing of Badger 5. This electric offer is only available for a limited time and only at Wisconsin lottery retailers.
They say the kitchen is the heart of the home, but one look at this mess proved this love affair was over. If outdated, worn, and no wow factor describes a room in your home, you need the RHD Dream Team difference. We'll be on time, on budget, and fabulous from design to installation to put the heart back into your home.
Welcome back. This year's Best of Madison edition of Madison Magazine is out.
And this morning, editor Andy Bailing is here to walk us through the issue. Good morning. How are you doing?
How are you guys?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of things here for us.
We do, yes. It's a very exciting issue, number one, Best of Madison. It's our biggest issue of the year. But I'm also here to give you guys a couple of the awards that you won in this year's Best of Madison poll. First of all, Susan Simon won for Best TV Personality.
The best. Susan will hopefully be back on our airwaves before long. She's been out dealing with some family stuff. And I know that she appreciates all of the thoughts and the prayers that you've sent her way. So we'll get her back on the air here before long while she takes care of what she needs to take care of right
Absolutely.
now.
Totally, yeah. But also, you guys won gold for Best Local TV.
Channel3000.com.
Yeah.
The powerhouse, crushing it.
And then your guys' morning team won in the category of Best TV News Team. Congratulations
this year.
to you
We
guys.
appreciate that. Thanks for everybody who participated. Talk to us about what goes in to doing. I mean, you said this is your biggest issue of the year. What goes into putting it together?
Yeah, it's a year-round project for us, and it's our biggest project. And nominations happen way early in the year, and then we have a final voting phase. And it's funny, we have a game show theme. We give it a theme to every Best of Madison issue. This time it's game show, and we make the joke that Family Feud, they say, we've surveyed 100 people for this.
Yes.
And we said, oh, well, we've surveyed a couple more people than that. We had actually 29,000 final voters.
29,000 voters this year.
Yep, and they cast 292,000 votes across 151 categories. So, yeah.
Amazing work there.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I think it's a testament to the fact that, like, people want to give us their opinion. This is a reader's poll. It has been for 42 years. So they want to tell us what the best is.
All right, real quick, we have an event coming up next month, right?
We do. Best of Madison Taste Party. It's on October 7th. It's at the Edgewater. We sell out every year, but there are still a couple tickets left.
All right. Be there. Andy, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works. See, that's how it works.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Career politicians like Peter Barca will say anything to get elected. His latest negative ad against Brian Style, it's been called blatantly false. The truth, Style has always supported IVF. He co-sponsored a resolution supporting IVF. And Style backs legislation to help families afford IVF. Peter Barca can sling mud, but we deserve better than just another lying career politician.
I'm Brian Style, and I approve this message.
What if you never had to worry about what you could do? Because you could do anything. What if all the things that get in your way were gone? So the only thing left was possibility. If anywhere could be the center of everywhere, and boundaries only existed to be pushed. If every single drop of potential could be made real. So the only limit you faced was how big you could dream. And say you knew there were like almost 100,000 people across the country, right in your town, committed to making that happen. Every day. What would you do then? Some pretty cool stuff, I bet. Yeah, that'd be some life. That'd be life unlimited.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
Building your own American Family Insurance roofline?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works. See, that's how it works.
Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
Right now, an absentee ballot error, how Madison election officials are responding.
Plus, a new federal report on violent crime rates will lay out the trends nationally and here in Wisconsin.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us. It is barely, it's just over 50 degrees out there.
Yeah.
And that's not where I want to be right now.
I'm loving it. I want fall to get here.
Oh, call you
I want
McDonald's,
those fall
huh?
feel.
You're loving it. Yep. Glad. I love that for you. I do. Me,
Dude,
not so much.
It sounds so genuine and authentic when you say it like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we know the seasons are turning. It's just not happening as some of us would like. It's taken a little bit. Let's check in with Savannah Brito, who's out on the patio. Cool out this morning, but we have some warmer temperatures in the forecast.
We do. We kind of have every season in the forecast the next 10 days aside of winter. You're not going to see snow, so all the winter lovers gotta hold out yet, but we'll see summer-like weather as we get closer to the end of the week. We'll see some spring-like thunderstorm weather and even that fall-like weather early this morning. Most temperatures are down into the 50s. We're at 55 in Madison. A couple areas cooler than here. Black River Falls, check it out, now dropping to only 40, 46 in Camp Douglas. A little warmer, though, off towards Milwaukee and Kenosha. Those are the areas that are dealing with some showers this morning. A lot more cloud cover out there across east and southeast of the Madison forecast area. That's why they're seeing warmer temperatures. That's where most of the rain's going to stay. The best chance overall today, east and southeast of Madison, but we could see a few very light showers here as far west as Madison. But the best chance of rain, that coming over the weekend. We'll talk about why that's the case and also the change in our temperature pattern. All that's coming up a little later.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Let's get to our 3 for the People coverage and a mistake that sent thousands of extra ballots to Madison voters.
The ballots are exact duplicates sent to one Madison ward. It sounds serious, but the Madison clerk says this will not impact results. The clerk says the 2,000 or so extra ballots have identical barcodes, so if both are submitted, only one would count when scanned. Additionally, the voter is also marked in the poll book as having voted absentee, which is another safeguard against voters submitting 2 ballots. The office is in the process of contacting voters who got the duplicates. The clerk's office is telling them to destroy the extra.
Across all of Wisconsin, voting officials say that they're prepared for a safe and secure election. In some counties with absentee ballot drop boxes, there's 24-hour surveillance. In other counties like Washington, they are extending voting hours. It's meant to allow for possible issues with the U.S. Postal Service. You can find out if your polling place has extended hours or other accommodations. Just go to myvote.wi.gov.
New this morning, the city of Monona will host public information meetings. That's to provide an opportunity for citizens to learn more about an operating referendum question that will be on their ballot in November.
Our Michelle Renee Quinn has been looking into the referendum this morning and is here now with the details. Good morning, Michelle Renee.
Good morning, Chris and Kyrion. The city of Monona is asking residents for $3 million to maintain its existing services. Now that includes employee retention and recruitment, funding overtime pay, and addressing an increased need in areas such as garbage and recycling. For every $100,000 of property value, the estimated impact would be $164 per year. For the average citizen of Monona, the city estimates the property value to be $435,000. So that would be a tax increase of $713 a year, or about $60 per month for the average homeowner. Now, public information meetings to ask questions and learn more about the referendum are tomorrow, September 25th at 6:30 at the Monona Public Library, as well as October 23rd at 6:30 at the Monona Public Library. Now, if the majority vote no to this question on the November ballot, that would mean no additional funding for Monona, and the city would need to cut programs and services.
All right. Michelle Renee, thanks for breaking that down for us this morning.
Absolutely.
Now to a new report from the FBI that shows violent crime in the U.S. is trending down. It shows overall violent crime declined 3% in 2023. Murders and non-negligent manslaughter saw nearly a 12% drop. In 2020, homicides rose by almost 30% over the previous year. That's the largest one-year jump since the FBI began keeping records. The White House says while the decreasing numbers are encouraging, there's still more work to be done.
We're definitely not done. But I think we're driving towards, being free from gun violence. You might not know this, but in Boston, they've seen less than 15 homicides for the entire year, city of Boston, right? Those are the kind of numbers we're aspiring to, right? We're trying to get to the place where we're seeing single-digit homicides in our cities, where more people are alive than before. And so we know there's a lot more we can do.
This 2023 report is based on data from more than 1,600 local agencies that participate in the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program.
These crime trends are similar in Wisconsin. The FBI reports violent crime increased between 2019 and 2021, but since then there's been a steady decrease. Statistics show murders went down by the dozens from 2022 to 23, and reported rapes went down by the hundreds. Overall, it's the state's lowest rate in violent crime in 5 years. Wisconsin is at a 10-year low with violent crimes and property crimes. They've decreased by tens of thousands from 2013 to 2023.
The suspect in the apparent assassination attempt on Donald Trump will remain in custody until his trial. That is the order from a federal judge in Florida. Officers arrested Ryan Ruth earlier this month. Now, in a new Justice Department court filing, the FBI said Ruth left a handwritten letter laying out his intention to assassinate the former president. Friday, the acting Secret Service director praised the agent who he says foiled the suspect's plan.
He identified a threat, an individual with a long gun, and he made swift decisions and took a swift action to be able to mitigate that. No shot was fired at the former president.
The suspect right now is being held on federal gun offenses. Prosecutors intend, though, to ask the grand jury to seek a charge of attempted assassination of a political figure.
Now here locally to continuing coverage of the launch of the bus rapid transit system in Madison. Some say the new system is living up to its name after a one-week day in service. Buses arrive at the stops every 15 minutes, and riders say dedicated bus lanes are making for a smooth trip. One UW-Madison student tells us about his experience riding the new buses.
It's faster and more convenient. So it has a screen to remind the time the bus gonna come.
How long was your ride this morning?
Around 25 minutes. I think it's gonna be shorter than before.
The new bus system means plenty of changes even for people not using the service. Drivers of other vehicles must now stay out of the red zones. These areas are reserved for the new buses. It's a big adjustment for many people, including an experienced local driving instructor.
This is kind of new to me, like it is to everybody else. Where it's dotted is where the turn lane for cars starts, so it does take a little interpretation.
Metro Transit officials say they are giving people time to adjust to the new norm.
UW-Madison is touting its enrollment this semester, saying it's the second largest freshman class in university history. This year, more than 8,500 freshmen are attending. More than 1,200 of those students will have their tuition covered by the city's financial aid services. These students are drawn from a record-setting 65,000 applicant pool for this year's freshman class. The university also welcomed nearly 1,400 new transfer students to campus.
Staying in education, Eastside Elementary School in Sun Prairie now has a national honor. The school is one of more than 350 across the nation to receive a national blue ribbon. 7 other schools in Wisconsin also received the honor. The award recognizes schools for outstanding academic performance and efforts to closing achievement gaps among diverse student bodies. Eastside Elementary will receive a flag to display in the entryway or on a flagpole.
Congratulations, that's a big deal.
Yes.
Well, new this morning, if you're wondering how to get to Sesame Street, you can find it at the Overture Center this May. It's part of a tour across North America called Sesame Street Live. A lot of the puppets are going to be there to sing and dance along with the folks. The production is Wednesday, May 28th, 6 o'clock in the evening. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 11 a.m.
Can't go wrong with that. Sesame Street, it is a long-time show, still going, so.
There are so many different spin-offs and different characters. You know, it's animated, it's live action still, the classic's still going on.
Lots of inclusive characters now, so.
Totally. Sorry, so mark your calendars coming to the Overture Center.
May will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
You gonna do it?
We might. You know, we'll see.
I think she's talking about, are you going to sing the theme song? No, the Elmo impression.
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot all about that. It's been a long hour. I forgot.
Kyrian did promise she would do that.
I didn't promise. I said I'll think about it, but I don't. Now I can't even. I don't know. I can't even do it. I can't do it.
Okay, well, guys,
maybe tomorrow.
Okay, we'll bring it back up tomorrow, guys. Showers, they're popping up on radar for the most part all morning. They've stayed to our south and east. That's where the best chance is today. We'll talk about when our chance all across southern Wisconsin could return coming up.
Also after the break, how one community is supporting students who were in a bus crash.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde is a multi-millionaire California bank CEO, but when it comes to our healthcare, his plans aren't so rich. Hovde says he wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act.
We have to try to defund every aspect of Obamacare,
costing 200,000 Wisconsin families their healthcare. And Hovde supported policies that will cut Social Security and Medicare and raise the Social Security retirement age. A millionaire lifestyle works great for Hovde, but his plans on healthcare are a disaster for us. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
I'm Joan Balwig, and these days the cost to make Great Grandma Balwig's Blue Ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and passed the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
Get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project now at Menards. Check out our huge in-stock selection of Masterforce outdoor power equipment. Use one battery that works for all Masterforce 80-volt tools to ensure that you keep your projects moving. Like this powerful 20-inch 80-volt cordless chainsaw. It features a brushless motor for maximum power and performance. Pick it up today for just $379.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners, every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:43 on your Tuesday. Nearly 165 million people have an important item on their to-do list in the coming weeks. That's to enroll in their employment-sponsored health insurance plan. There's the alphabet soup of options, HMO versus PPO, and FSA, which is often use it or lose it savings, versus the HSA, which requires a high deductible plan that potentially requires more spending up front. Then there's also the time spent considering all those options.
Typical worker spends something like 15 minutes a year picking their health plan. The best advice I could give is to spend more time than that to make sure you understand how the plan works, what it covers, what it doesn't.
Spend a little bit of time in figuring out how you would navigate your coverage when you need it, because often when you need it is not the best time to try to figure it out.
If you don't have health insurance through your employer or other sources like Medicare or Medicaid, you may be able to get coverage through the U.S. Health Insurance Marketplace. Open enrollment for 2025 begins November 1st and runs through January 15th.
All right, let's check in with Savannah Brito now. Your first one forecast. Got a little activity on the radar there, huh?
Yeah, we do. Mainly south and east of Madison. That's where even some lightning activity is. That's east of even Milwaukee. South and southeast of Madison, or compared to Madison, that's where most of the activity is going to be. Although it is cool outside this morning, somewhere near that 50-degree mark, we will see temperatures slightly cooler the next few nights before warming back up. So cloud cover continuing to increase all across southern Wisconsin. But the best chance of showers off towards Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Kenosha. That's pretty much all day today. We could see a few very stray or isolated showers as far west as Madison compared to Milwaukee, but west beyond Madison, I don't think those areas will see any rain at all. Clouds are going to decrease overnight after achieving the upper 60s today. We'll fall to near 50 again tonight. More widespread mid to upper 40s are expected. That's tonight and tomorrow night. More sunshine's going to return to the forecast by tomorrow, mid to late week. And then over the weekend, we're tracking possibly this storm number 9 right now. What's expected to become Helene, that's also expected to become a Category 3 storm. This red outlying box, or the hot pink color, that's currently a hurricane watch. And then this orange one, or the red color, that's affecting areas along coastal Florida, Gulf coastal Florida, that's a tropical storm watch. So that eventually going to bring a big impact to Florida, possibly as far north as southern Wisconsin though. So that system, depending on how it interacts with a cut-off low pressure system that'll affect near our area, that could lead into it. Clouds are going to increase as a result of that, but depending on that track of the cutoff low and also eventually Helene, what's to become Helene, that could travel as far north as southern Wisconsin. The best track and chance of rain that's going to fall south of our area after the weekend, though, that coming for us over the weekend, that's expected to make landfall across or near the panhandle of Florida. That's late Thursday into Friday. Cooler temperatures after that. That's post-weekend, so into early next week. Warming up, though, as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and then those colors that are blue, green, that's below average temperatures, eventually could track close to our area. You'll see that reflect on the 10-day forecast. Cooler by next Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when we could be down only to the mid-60s.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Let's get an update on our coat count. Coats for Kids going on right now, and our new total is at 1,038 coats. Our goal is 5,000 though, so we need your help. The campaign runs until Saturday, October 5th. You can donate any gently used coats, hats, mittens, or scarves at any Clinky Cleaners or Loose Your Family YMCA. If you want to contribute and don't have any winter clothes to offer, you can donate through channel3000.com.
The town of Westport, just north of Lake Mendota, could become a village. The Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to support a petition to reincorporate it as a village. Westport is surrounded by Madison, Middleton, Waunakee, and DeForest. Those neighboring villages and cities control how a majority of Westport's land is used. Voters in Westport cannot vote on the officials who make these decisions. Petitioners have 6 months to gather the required signatures. In other news, just over a week ago, a school bus crash happened in Random Lake. That's when a driver of another vehicle drove past a stop sign and slammed into the bus.
The 8 hospitalized students are now back in school. The district and community are rallying to support them. Adam Reif from the CBS affiliate in Milwaukee reports.
Just about every student injured in the crash has recovered from their physical injuries, but the district knows that caring for their mental health may take a lot longer.
We started with our bringing the whole group together and giving them a chance to talk about the situation that happened, and we did it at all 3 levels.
So far, the return to school is going as smoothly as it can for the 8 students hospitalized after a bus crash last Monday. School administrators are leaning heavily on the counseling staff as students come back. Heidi Harry's children were not on the bus, but were still affected.
My kids come home and they talk about it, and they talk about how the kids are so brave to have come back to school already, and they're just happy to see their friends back.
Heidi is helping organize the annual color run that coincides with homecoming. This year, they decided to evenly split all the profits among the families of the injured students. A record of more than 200 people have already signed up, with many more eager to donate. It's been exactly 1 week since the crash. There's still plenty of debris from the accident laying in the street, but no additional signage notifying drivers of the stop signs.
Our first priority was having them interact with the bus driver, Mr. Hall. They were concerned about him. He was concerned about them.
Administrators have been in constant communication with the classroom teachers to monitor any concerns, and they're making sure families and students are aware of every resource available. Principal Susan McDonald said the response to the crash has helped bring the school community closer together.
What's really important is taking care of each other and seeing to those needs.
And parents say that level of care has been noticed and appreciated by the students and their families.
I'm proud that my kids go to school here, that I feel like the teachers and the community care about them.
Adam Reif reporting there. If you want to help with that fundraiser, there's a link to donate on CBS58.com.
Coming up in our morning sprint, new findings on obesity rates in America.
If you've got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, send us a picture. We'll show it on TV.
I'm Nate Burleson in Wisconsin, a possible make or break state in this election. I'm hitting the road and talking to voters across the political spectrum. That's coming up on CBS Mornings after News 3 Now this morning.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Their Bidenomics led to the highest inflation in 40 years, highest gas prices ever, skyrocketing interest rates, unaffordable housing, incomes down, unemployment rising, and a recession now headed our way. Yet Kamala Harris is clueless.
We are very proud of Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse. Raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington, and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Not everyone knows us, but in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana, we are famous in our field. As a Sloan's technician, customer service is our specialty, whether you come to see us or we come to you. We are in the business of supporting your business, and we are highly trained to work on your John Deere equipment. At Sloan's, our loyalty lies with you. We depend on you, and we are proud to serve you. When it comes to service, you can count on us. Remember, think Sloan's first.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
This election is about 2 very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. When the middle class is strong, America is strong. Lowering the cost of living will be a defining goal of my presidency. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone, and I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. More than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. We will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. Together, we will build an economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Now is the time to chart a new way forward.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Stoughton Health, with 3 convenient urgent care locations.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Some voters in Madison are mistakenly receiving duplicate ballots. It's part of an error which the city of Madison says they have since fixed. They are contacting the approximately 2,000 voters who received duplicates. Voters who encounter this should submit one ballot and destroy the other. The 2 ballots have identical barcodes, so only one would be accepted when scanned.
The city of Monona hosting public information meetings on the upcoming referendum. The first is tomorrow night at 6:30. There's also one on October 23rd. The city is asking for $3 million to maintain existing services. It includes employee retention and recruitment.
A suspect wanted for vandalism on State Street is in custody. Officers say he smashed windows of several businesses early yesterday morning. He is facing charges of damage to property, bail jumping, and recklessly endangering safety. Metric 4 Studio and Little Luxuries suffered damage. The man has not yet been formally charged.
Major world leaders are in New York City today. They'll convene at the UN General Assembly. President Joe Biden is set to deliver remarks today. It's likely his final major appearance on the world stage. Leaders will discuss the wars in Europe and the Middle East, along with climate issues.
This comes as tensions in the Middle East continue to rise. U.S. officials say they are concerned that this meeting could further escalate the war. Attacks between Israel and Hezbollah intensified over the weekend. New strikes on Lebanon on Monday left hundreds dead. The U.S. is sending more troops to the Middle East. They're telling American citizens in Lebanon to get out.
A new CDC report says more than 40% of adults are obese. The agency says rates haven't changed significantly over the past decade, but the prevalence of severe obesity is up about 2 percentage points, now up to 9.7%. Obesity increases the risk of hypertension, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers.
UW-Madison's freshman class this year is its second largest ever. This year, more than 8,500 freshmen are attending classes here in Madison. More than 1,200 of those students will have their full tuition covered by one of the university's financial aid initiatives. The university also welcomed nearly 1,400 new transfer students to campus.
Most of the showers early this morning south of Madison and even east of Janesville. That's where the best chance is going to remain today as we head for later this afternoon and evening. Can't rule out a very stray shower isolated across Madison. West areas stay dry, and then lots of sunshine tomorrow and Thursday. Those are the 2 best days out of the coming, warmest as well.
All right, hold on to the 70s. I can deal with that.
Yes, couple 60s though. Chris is excited for that too, including
Bring
today.
on fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back with another news and weather update in 30 minutes.